So I turn it around to where you still do the same thing. You're put it on there like that. No bees are coming out the front where these are right here. So they're coming out the side for this section, the side for this other section, down here for the middle. That don't all fall out on me. It's not the way I'd do it if I was going to do bees. And then you set it up there, like so, and you've made you another split. You kept them from swarming because you took all the swarm cells out. Now each section is going to make you a new queen.
3 nooks in one.
Huh?
It's like 3 nooks in one.
That's exactly right. They're going to each make me a queen. I built it so you can put feeders up here to feed them. In case you're short of food, depending on the time of year. You can feed each section. They'll fly out, come back, and I've made 3 queens.
So what are you going to put on top of that top box?
Well, yeah. Got some individual things that fits on top to make it like little inner covers. Let's get the right one for the right one. The middle one is narrower because this is something I build myself, so it's my own pattern. It's $100 for a pattern, but all right. All right, then you put your lid on. Okay? Then when you get ready to check them, you take the lid off. If you want to check this one, take this right here off. The other 2 sides won't come out. Follow me?
Those separators are not all the way down, are they?
Well, that's because I'm doing it for y'all, not what.
Okay.
Yeah, it will go down.
They're supposed to be flush.
Well, it's fixed precisely right here, so it should fall down. But anyway, yeah, there it goes.
There you go.
Yeah, you're too particular, sir.
I build my own.
It does work. I just can't do it here, you know, like this. So you take each section off and inspect each one without the other 2 coming out to get you. Got the communication between them so they can communicate. So my options, what have I got? If I take this queen out, if I take that queen out and put her in another hive, then I can pull this divider out and those 2 sections will come together because they're one happy hive.
Could you put a frame of new eggs in there and create another queen?
But you've already got swarm cells. But yeah, and you know, so you got the idea. You got swarm cells. Now here's the thing. This is my own thing. You won't find this in the books. This is mine. I think, and I believe, the best queens come from swarm cells.
I agree.
Why? I'm going to tell you. Y'all don't know. When a queen dies, they make one what they call an emergency cell. But they go up over an existing egg or an existing larva, and they build that cell over it, and then let it kind of hang down. Okay? So that egg's already been there a while. That larva's been there a day or 2. When they get ready to swarm, the queen knows they're going to swarm, so the bees will go down to the bottom of the frame and start building those queen cups on the bottom. And then the queen knows they're going to swarm, so it's her job to go in there and she'll lay eggs in each one of those cells, which is designated to be a queen, right? Designated to be a queen. And then so when they draw them all out, the queen is fed nothing but what? Royal jelly. Where the egg up there has already been going, it gets a little bit of royal jelly, but bee bread the rest of the time. But here, when it's a queen cell that's going to swarm, it's fed nothing but royal jelly. I think that makes a better queen. That's strictly my opinion. And that's why I do all this, to raise my my queens right now, because in the spring of the year, from April to mid-May or whatever, in my opinion, that's when the whole area is saturated with drones. I think I get a better mated queen than I would be if it was July or August or late fall. And this is strictly my opinion. So that's why I need all this, figure something out to get my good queens that time of year when all the drones are out there. You try to raise, when it gets hot and dry in the summertime, July and August, and it does, there are not very many drones. You look in your hive, not very many, because when the nectar flow comes in, they start kicking those drones out. They don't want that big fat lazy bee in their beehive eating up all their honey. And they know it's hot and dry because there's no nectar coming in. So sometimes in July and August, I don't want to raise a queen. This is absolutely necessary. It will get mated, but I don't know how well. Where in the springtime, I just almost know 95% of them are going to be mated well because of all the fluctuation of drones out there. That is strictly my opinion.
Better chance of success too.
That's what I'm saying.
More of them out.
It's just what I teach and preach, and I believe that.
So you're saying like the earlier way you're doing the walkaway split, you have a good chance of producing an okay queen. Because
Yes.
you're kind of doing an emergency queen that way.
Right.
And you like the split.
That's
this
right.
way better.
I don't make too many splits unless that hive is just so full I've got to keep it from swarming. But I usually got my hives manipulated so that I'm ready when they get ready to swarm. And then I'm ready, like catching that swarm, I got everything ready. And I got these to go on and just start making my new queens right then. Now let me say this. Go ahead.
So, let me make sure I understand this. So in these three queen castles, you're putting uncapped
Queen cells.
swarms, queen cells in there, right?
Because reading when, because if they're down here and already capped, if I can't tell for sure, that may have already swarmed. Because that
So
first
you're
seal, that,
catching them before they
yes,
cap it.
that's why I go in every 7 to 9 days, and that's why I'm telling y'all to be critical swarming season every 7 to 9 days to see what you've got, and then you got to make plans. Let them swarm, or try to do something to keep them from swarming. It's your option at that point. I don't want mine to swarm because I'll lose half my bees. There goes half your honey crop. And then I want extra queens that I can sell or put in my nook so I've got queens from other hives I want to requeen. I buy very few queens.
So just to save them some time, when you say you go in every 7 days, you're not pulling every frame,
I'm looking at the bottom of the queen cells and see if the bottoms are capped or not and see the stage of that larva inside sitting on that royal jelly.
you're tipping the whole box, looking
When
at
I
all-
take the frames out, I don't believe in tipping the box because sometimes you'll find a queen cell in a corner right here you can't see from the bottom. And that's why I don't recommend tipping the box. It might give you an indication. But if
Then
you
you
want to know
start
something
rolling.
true, they will build a queen cell this corner right here. You can't see it from the bottom. Guarantee it. And these are the ones you're going to miss. Is what's hanging right here on this side, in this corner. That's my opinion. So if I look, say I'll go inside and actually pull the frame out and tilt it up and look at every one of them. It don't take me long. I got experience. Y'all may take y'all longer, but it don't take me long. Okay, I will say this. Wait just a second. Up to 30% of the queens that fly out to get mated, whether you're raising the queen or they swarmed, do not make it back to the hive. So there's no guarantee that they swarmed, they raised a new queen, that you're going to have a queen. Up to 30% don't make it back. They get lost, they get hit by a car, thunderstorm gets them, a bird gets them. So you got, after they swarm or after you raise a queen, you've got to get back in there about 10 days after whatever's happened to see if you've got a queen and it's a laying queen. It's got to be laying, which means she got mated. If you don't find a queen or eggs, then you've got to do something right away, because the longer you go, like you talked about, you're doing your hive damage. That's why having a queen in reserve is the best way to go.
I learned my regardless. I had that happen to a hive. I kept feeding them brood or eggs, making queen cells.
That's right.
Never laid. I had to go buy a queen my only time, but
Okay? Am I making any sense?
So one more tell.
Okay, you had a question, I'm sorry.
You just put one queen cell in each section of that?
No, I might put 2 or 3, but if there's 4 or 5 in there, I'll narrow it down to 1 or 2. I want at least 2 queen cells because you don't know if one's dead inside that cell or not. It's like you raise chickens. You don't know how many chicks are inside those shells. So I'll put 2 in there just so in case one of them is dead or doesn't hatch out, then I got that one to rely on. Yeah, I knock it down, you know. But because of the number of bees in there, chances are of them having an after swarm, if you got 5 queens hatch out at one time, it's not going to happen. Like it would be if you had a whole 50,000 bees in there. Because you got a limited number of bees. And there's a lot of them that died off because there's no bees hatching out too much, no queen laying eggs. So they're going to hold their own because bees are hatching out, or they're going to be dropping down a little bit.
So tell us one more time the benefit of setting that special double screened bottom in between. Why you got to set it on another box? The bottom box. Tell us one more time, just to remind us of that.
Now say that, I kind of lost you there. Say it again.
Why do you have this 3-segment box sitting on top of a established hive?
Because they had queen cells down here. They were going to swarm on me. I was going to lose them if I didn't do something. You can't knock them off because they'll come back and build new cells. So you have to make a split or whatever, and I take advantage of those queen cells to give me 3 new queens that I can put over in nooks later on, or I can make a split with. Several options.
I'm just struggling with why you need to have that other hive still on the bottom.
For heat?
Just for the heat. Okay.
Heat.
That's what I was after.
Yeah. Heat. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Heat. Because you do it in the springtime.
Yeah.
We're going to have some warm days and some cool nights. That brood's got to be kept 94 degrees.
Yeah.
And so by having double screen, that heat from both hives, and bees will generate tons of heat.
You're in the bottom box, you're leaving 0, the queen with 0 swarm cells, right?
Oh yes. Queen would be in the bottom box just like you would there. Would be maybe sealed brood, maybe some fresh brood, or whatever.
No queen cells.
No queen cells, definitely not. No.
or she'll take off.
You want to try to get all your queen cells out you can, you know. And that's the advantage in looking real closely and leaving that one frame with nothing on it. Or if there's a frame you want to keep, but it's got queen cells, knock those queen cells off. And then put it in there, and then they won't make any more queens. Let me give you an example of how much heat they generate. I'll do it quickly. I go to Georgia and buy packaged bees and bring them back, sell them, because we have no place in Mountain Home to buy bees. So I go to Georgia. First year.
You don't go Fat Bee Man, do you?
What?
Fat Bee Man?
No, I don't get them there. No. First year I went, I didn't know what to do, never done it before, but people needed bees, so I ordered, I think 100. Didn't know what I was going to haul them in. Didn't know anything about it, you know. So I just rented a U-Haul van. I got my son to go with me, and he worked at the University of Arkansas. So we took off, and we loaded them up on that afternoon. And of course we left the air conditioner running all the time. It was warm in Georgia, of course. And every time we stopped for a bathroom break or get something to eat, we just left it running, kept it cool inside. Well, we had to make a stop outside of Jonesboro at 5 o'clock in the morning. We drove back all night to drop some bees off to a man there that wanted some packaged bees. So we stopped. It had rained a little bit, and it was cooling down. So we didn't think much. One just got out, went inside to get his coffee, and I met the man in the back. We just turned the whole engine off and everything. So I got the bees out and closed the door back up, and I got 2 or 3 packages, whatever it was, and so I explained to him what to do and blah, 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 and whatever. So then I went inside to do whatever, came back out no more than 15 minutes. And it was down a sprinkled rain, cooled off, you know, felt nice. We got back in that van, it was like an oven. I mean, we like to suffocate it. That's how much those bees generate heat. I'm serious. So now I take a cattle trailer. Got all the air they need. Got a top on it so the sun doesn't hit them. Because I'm getting more bees now. I got 200 ordered this time.
21,
that's there.
21 degrees outside, and that's what the hive looked like.
That's what I'm saying. Yep, that's right. And they generate bukus of heat. So this is why you do that, sir, is to let the heat go back and forth to keep them warm, keep that brood warm. Yep. Okay. Now then, some people may ask, what if I don't have a nook? And some of you don't. But you may have a full box. So, I'll make a mess before it's over with. So, you don't have a nook, but you want to move a couple of frames over. Well, some of y'all probably can't see, but I'll get this off. So you moved a couple of frames over in the middle here, on the side, but yet you got this amount of bees, but this space over here is all empty. Okay? They make, or I make, you can buy them, I don't know if John's got them or not. This is called a follower board. It's made the size of a frame. So I set it down inside next to the frames I put in. This space is all empty, but yet this confines the bees over here and keeps it all controlled with the heat and everything. Okay? So if you don't have a nook, use a big box. We'll make you just a follower board. And then as the bees grow, just keep moving this over. Add another frame. Okay? A follower board.
Would you eventually move those over and put some on the other end?
You just move this over and you put another frame in there, and as they grow, you just keep moving this over.
So the queen will she'll keep moving over?
Sure, they'll keep moving over.
Do you have problems with hive beetles in that empty spot there? 'Cause I did something just like that last year, actually. I had a queen that I didn't want to get rid of. I took her out of the deal, and I didn't have something right to put her in, so I basically made something like that. And I just made a hotel for hive beetles.
Were they over here or over here?
In the empty spot.
Okay, well, I can't answer that. But I will say this. Anytime you make a split or start a nook, you will increase your hive beetles. You will increase the hive beetles. You won't increase. The hive beetles will increase because you got lesser number. They can't fight the beetles. So anytime you do something like that, but they shouldn't be in the empty spot. I mean, they could be. I haven't ever experienced that. You're strictly different. I'm gonna tell you.
No argument there.
I've never experienced that. I don't know, but anyway, a weak hive will attract beetles because there's no bees to keep them out. Okay, so that's the disadvantage of a weak hive. So, whatever. But I haven't experienced that at all. I would expect to be over here where the bees are. They got to live off of pollen and whatever else. They can't live over here with nothing. That's what got me puzzled.
They just use that place to hang out.
Well, they could be. If they're
drank beer, went over there and got something to eat.
Okay? I'm going to tell you this. If they're over here all the time, I'd let them be there because they're not bothering your bees. Okay?
It's bothering me.
Yeah. But anyway, a follower board will work if you don't have a nook. You can combine them and just keep moving the follower board over. And then pretty soon, when you get time to take it out, you'll have a strong hive. And you have to keep it reduced down to keep the heat together.
You can just put that on a regular bottom board and do
You
that?
can, yes. You might want to close the entrance down right here a little bit. But they'll go over here because that's where it is. They know to go back in there. But you might close this down if you want to. You wouldn't have to, but an option. I wouldn't. Y'all may have much experience. I would know if I had a problem when I come back a day or two, and I would solve it. But I haven't had a problem, I'll put it that way. Seems like y'all have more problems than I do. I don't know what it is. I hate to say that.
This whole room doesn't have your experience, sounds like it.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna say this, you know, people can't stand about beetles. Mites. I don't do anything to treat for mites. I've been treatment free for about 8 years. And beetles, I don't have any beetle problem. Do I have mites? Yeah. Do I have beetles? Yes, I do. Everybody's got them. But not of the level that it's going to do any damage to my bees or my hives. Nothing. I only had 2 hives out of 70, whatever I had at that time, that had bukus of beetles. Now, we don't understand why. I may have 20 hives in a row, and one hive will have 500 beetles. The others will have beetles, but not of a number that's going to be a problem. Beetles are a secondary problem, not a primary problem. Keep that in mind. The bees will tolerate so many beetles. They'll tolerate them. So if people worry about beetles too much. But I had these 2 hives, one here in this yard, another one in another yard. So why did they go that one hive out of 20? We don't know. But they did. So I put my Swiffer pads in there, I controlled them, got rid of them. Thought it worked that way. So I don't know. But do I see beetles? Yeah. But if I don't see 20 or 30 or 50, I ain't got a problem. Your whole key to successful beekeeping is have a strong hive. Your numbers will take care of everything. You let a hive get weak, then you've got all kinds of problems. So it's better to have 1 strong hive than 2 weak hives. So if for some reason you goof up as new beekeepers or experienced beekeepers, combine them together.
He got away.
I thought I saw him leave. Anyway, combine them. Combine them. Just like the queen. If you're down about the queen, replace her. If you got 2 weak hives, you think you got a problem, combine them together, especially the fall of the year. A strong hive, you will not have a problem. And that's why I keep all my hives strong. If I see a problem, I combine it with another, or requeen. If I got time to requeen, I'll requeen. This is your whole key, my opinion.
What is the strong hive going to do to the varroa mite?
They will accept so many. There's only one treatment I use if I have to. Here's where I use treatment. If I catch a swarm, I know it's not mine, then I will treat. So there's no brood.
What do you treat
Or,
with?
pardon?
What do you treat with?
I use only one thing and recommend only one thing. There's others out there. Y'all do what you want to do. I use nothing but Hop Guard. Hop Guard is sold by Man Lake. It is made out of hops that beer is made out of. It's a natural product.
Can't be bad there now.
Pardon?
Can't be bad there.
That's right. And it is a product you can use any time of the year, regardless of your honey supers or not. It does not affect your honey supers. Now, is it as effective as some of your other products? No, it's not. But the problem is we can't kill all the mites. There's nothing we've got right now that will kill all the mites. What you're trying to do is kill a bug on a bug, and you can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm serious. You can't. You're trying to kill a bug on a bug. So all these things are doing, it's just all you're doing is knocking the mites back, knocking them back, and the bees will tolerate the rest of them. But if you do everything, whatever you can, that's non-chemical, whatever else, and just knock them back, you will be successful. That's the way I am. The Hop Guard can be treated with honey supers on. You can treat it up 3 times a year. You know, it won't kill all your mites, but it knocks them back. And there's some of those chemicals, if you look in the catalog the last couple of years, they're starting adding respirators in there now. Is that what we want as hobbyists? Not in my opinion. Commercial beekeepers, yeah. Commercial beekeepers, yeah. So you got to be careful of what you get for chemicals, in my opinion. You got to read the label. There's certain times of the year you can only apply it, temperature sensitive. You can't have no honey supers on. Some got to be a temperature thing. Some have been noted to hurt your queen. Been noted to hurt your queen. So I don't want none of that. All y'all got screen bottoms?
No.
You need screen bottoms, my opinion. All my hives are sitting on screen bottoms wide open year round. Up to 40% of your mites can be controlled by having screen bottoms. I'm serious.
What do you do for mice?
Do for mice?
Just the guard?
Nope.
No guard?
What I do for mice? Do I use guards? No.
Mice?
I don't like what you buy and what John sells. Sorry, John. I make my own screen bottoms because I don't what you buy.
For mice?
I make my own screen bottoms for my beehives, but I make them a different way.
Okay.
The screen bottoms you buy, or the bottoms you buy, most of the time, don't write this for stone now, has got a 3/4 of an inch opening. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so then if you got mice problem in the fall, you got to put a reducer or something on there to keep the mice out. Okay? Also, if you get a robbing problem, you have to reduce it down so the bees won't be robbing. Okay? So like I said, I don't like what they sell us. I make my own. I'm screen bottoms, but my entrance is only 3/8 of an inch. I never have to reduce it down for wintertime. The mice can't get through there. And if robin starts, there's enough room for the bees to guard it. So 3/8 of an inch. They get all the air they need through the screen. So I don't like, most of them are 3/4, and I don't like that. So keep it simple, stupid KISS method.
Yeah, because that's our biggest problem. Is mice.
Pardon me?
That's our problem is mice. So.
Yeah.
Because we're our fields.
Reduce it down or whatever, but yeah, but if you go to 3/8 of an inch, then you won't have a problem.
Okay.
Yes, my opinion. I haven't had any problems since I started making mine and made it 3/8 of an inch. That's all the space they need to get in and out.
That makes sense.
That's right.
I keep my bees are in direct sunlight all the time, so the hive beetles, like the most I've ever seen in one hive is like 7.
Okay.
And varroa mites, I've never had a problem with them.
Right. Okay.
So we live up on the mountain and it's real windy and it's colder. The screen bottom boards are not too cold in the winter?
They're not. No. This part of the country, screen bottom is not a fact. We're not North Dakota. We're not North Dakota. Now, mine are open right now in the hills of Mountain Home. Been open for many years. I've never put anything underneath it or around it. In Arkansas, we don't have that kind of problem. So if you want to do anything, yes, you can do it whatever you want to. But in my opinion, it's not necessary. You're wasting your time and money, in my opinion. I've never done it. I've never had a problem with that. Never.
You never have to reduce your entrance,
I do not, because it's 3/8 of an inch.
even though it's the.
That's the advantage of 3/8 of an inch took care of all your problems.
What about feeders?
Huh?
Can you still use feeders on them?
Sure, they're stair step for 3/8 to 3/4.
Okay.
Because the old bottom board years ago was made so that you had 3/8 on one side and flipped it over, you had 3/4. So the feeders were made to fit both ways. So yeah, you make it so the feeders will all fit. I don't have a feeder with me. I couldn't bring everything. I didn't want to teach a whole beginner class for y'all, but yeah, that will fit. He made a good point. Got his bees in full sun. That's what's recommended, full sun. It does 2 or 3 things. Number 1, research has proven that they'll produce more honey in full sun than shade. Full sun. Full sun would keep your hive beetles down. Beetles don't like sunlight. And a beekeeper at Flippin, Arkansas, she got 4 hives. She had 3 in her house in full sun. She had 1 somewhere else, a couple miles away, whatever. She complained to me about beetles in that 1 hive, completely full of beetles. Said, ones at the house, I don't have any. So I said, where you got them put? Well, they're sitting right here. They ain't shade. Yeah, they got shade. That's the problem. So she went and got them, moved them, put swivel pads on there, caught them, and after that she had no more beetle problems. So it's where you put your bees and whatever happens. You got to learn all this stuff. In full sun, you'll have fewer beetles.
My wife ain't gonna let me cut down all her trees.
Well, you need to move your bees. They need to be in full sun.
Where's that queen?
She's not here tonight.
I wouldn't have said that last
We got this on tape.
All right, sir, you're taking my thunder, okay? I'm the one telling the story, okay? Okay, now say if you got a beetle problem, here's what you can do to tell. Most of your beetles are in your top boxes. Okay, so when you take your top off, take it, put it on the ground upside down. Take your top box off and set it down inside that top. Inside the top. And then work the rest of your hive. Do what you have to do. And when you come back, you pick that top up, that box up, put it on top. And then look how many beetles you got in the bottom. The sun drives them to the bottom. You see how many you got, you can take your thumb and start forcing them because they hardly won't fly away.
Hive toodle.
Well, whatever you got, hive toodle's flat, your thumb works better. Anyway, you can tell how many you got because that sun drives them down because they don't like sunlight. You can tell how many you got with that simple little trick. And if you want to start killing a bunch of them, you kill a bunch of them that way. They won't hardly fly out.
I got a little vacuum cleaner. Suck 'em up.
You're different, so I take that. He may not want me to come back anymore. I don't know.
Get a complex over here.
There's one in every class I got to pick on. He's it right there. Yeah.
Got a low hanging.
Okay. Have I got everybody confused, or have you learned anything tonight, or whatever? Whatever. I don't know what if you got any more questions about anything else, I can, what time, whatever. But I'm through with my presentation. At least y'all got some more intel questions or anything else about beekeeping. But he got one.
What kind of dicamba problem do you have in your area?
Okay, I don't have none in Mountain Home. Dicambia problem is only in the row crop country. Now then, the thing about it is the farmers are split. Some farmers have got to have it to kill the pigweed that's got a built-up immunity to Roundup and all this other stuff, so you can sympathize with them. But then the ones that don't have to have it, and then the dicambia drift, that's the only one that mainly drifts is the dicambia, and that's where the issue is. So what's happened here is dicambia is not hurting the bees physically. Dicambia is spreading by drifting, by the pressure of the temperature and everything. It's drifting, and it's going over and it's killing the plants that the bees work on. Largest beekeeper in Arkansas, a personal friend of mine, Richard Coy, you know him, John. He had to quit selling retail because up in Jonesboro area where they was using a lot of dicambia,